Hello, welcome to the Peas. Plants, poems, people, and places and prayer. My name is Louis T. Condrick. Today we're going to talk to you a little bit about plant diseases and conditions. Downy mildew, powdery mildew, canker, girdling, Dutch elm disease, root rot, anthracnose, black spot, chlorosis, rust, mosaic virus, sometimes known as tobacco mosaic virus, leaf curl, leaf scorch, dampening off, and verticillium wilt. Let's get right into the diseases. Downy mildew, a fungal disease, grows inside of a plant and enters through the plant's leaf stomata, damages the plant by attacking from within, absorbs plant nutrients. Powdery mildew attacks plant on leaf and branch surface. This absorbs plant nutrients, leaves a white film on the surface of the plant. Rust, a reddish brown fungi that grows on the leaf surface and damages the plant. Leaf spot, a fungi which leaves a yellow-green spots on a leaf which eventually turn black. Dampening off, a fungi that attacks seeds in the soil and will kill the seed before it could produce a plant. All right, before the seed emerges. That's why sometimes you plant seeds, they don't come up. That's what happens. It's dampening off the fungi that killed it. It's in the soil. Allow good air circulation for all plants to reduce the harm of funguses that attack plants. Air circulation is just as important to a plant as sunlight and watering and nutrients. Air circulation is very important to protect the plant. Verticillium wilt, a fungal disease, lives in the soil, attacks plants at the root system, thereby invading plants' vascular system. The disease is spread through the soil, carried by water, will travel from plant to plant. A canker could affect the plant's lower trunk or branch areas, develops on many forms of plants, many forms of trees. It's a fungi, first weakens the plant, then kills the leaves and new growth on the plant. Girdling. Root girdling is when a roots circle and circle. You see this a lot of times in trees when they get lifted up in the air on the sides in towns where they put them between the sidewalk and the street. The roots have nowhere to go, so they girdle and they lift the tree and eventually they kill the tree. Also, plants inside pots sometimes will girdle and they'll kill them. The roots have to have somewhere to go. Branch girdling encircles branches within a growth, will cut off the vascular system of the plant. In other words, there's girdling also in the branches. It will cut off the nutrients and cut off the water from coming up and nutrients from coming down. Dutch elm disease, scientific name, Ceratophysis ulmus, kills elm trees spread by the bark beetle or through tree root contact. Attacks one side of the tree, wilting on yellowing leaves. Look for holes, small holes in the crotch, the small crotch where the branches and it meets the trunk. That's called the crotch of the plant. Root rot, a fungal disease, attacks plants' root systems, carried from plant to plant by water. Heavy rain or watering of plants will do this. Leaves are affected. Leaves will curl, wilt, dry, and fall off. Spray with copper fungicide to control this type of fungal disease. Many types of fungus are created from this condition. Water will create a lot of diseases in the soil. Anthracnose, a fungal disease that causes black spot on leaves. The disease causes dieback back of the leaves and the bark, which will eventually drop off. Twigs and branches can also die. Look for plants resistant anthracnose. Look for plants resistant to a lot of diseases. You should always ask that when you're buying plants, are they resistant to different diseases and insects? Black spot, a fungal disease that usually attacks roses, creates black spots on leaves. Control this disease with sulfur spray and garlic and good air circulation. Air circulation is very important to roses. If you want to have a rose garden, you better make sure it's open and have good air circulation. Don't be planting roses near a wall or other evergreens and things like that. Chlorosis, the leaf of the plant develops a yellow color except in the veins of the leaf. The veins will be green. This is a condition. It's an iron deficiency in the soil that will create this. You've got to just add iron into the soil. Iron is one of the most important micronutrients. There's macro and micro. Macro being nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, magnesium, calcium. Micro being iron, molybdenum, copper, zinc, boron, magnesium. No, not magnesium. Manganese. All right. Mosaic virus, a virus that attacks the plant's chlorophyll. It will destroy the chlorophyll in the plant. Is used to create the chlorophyll is used to create plant food and plant energy. It's how the plant survives. Without it, the plant will die. By the way, without chlorophyll, we'd all die too. That's another story I'll talk to you about sometime. Chlorophyll is actually a symbiotic to the plant, or actually is part of the plant. Personally, I think it's symbiotic because it has its own intelligence. Leaf curl. Leaf curl develops from a virus that attacks plant over and over. Watering plants will also cause this condition. This is another condition, too much watering of the plant. Leaf scorch, damage to the plant created by sun damage. This will also be caused by pH. If the pH is too acidic, sometimes the leaves will become scorched. All right, the poem I'm going to read you today is called The Small Business. I'll get right into it. We all live in America where we could all have dreams. The problem is sometimes it is not all what it seems. A small business person looks to begin. They don't want to lose, but they want to win. A small business is tough to start. You must give it all your mind, all of your heart. There are times you work day and night. There are times the government and customers you must fight. I have been in business one way or another for 47 years. I had happy times, sad times, laughter, and tears. The past 40 years, I've been in the plant trade. A decent income, a vast amount of knowledge I made. If it is a new business you want to design and create, know your product, know your service, learn to relate. To succeed, it will be many years before you are done. You will have your ups and downs, but you will always have fun. All right, that was small business. Let me talk to you a little bit about people and places. The politicians, they're destroying small business in this country. I know they're going to tell you to protect them with COVID, and it's a good thing. I'm not putting them down for that. But it could have been a win-win situation for everybody. They just didn't have to close blatantly everybody and keep all the big companies alive while the all small guys are getting crushed. They say almost 70% of the restaurants in New York are done. They're not going to reopen. 70%. That's a lot of restaurants. Watching for COVID's a good thing. I'm not putting, and by the way, I think everybody should wear a mask. I mean, the politicians, they have their big parties. parades. They have all these Black Lives Matter or Antifa demonstrations. The right wing's just as bad. They have demonstrations on the streets for Trump, and they're not wearing masks. Both sides, they're both a bunch of fools. All right? Everybody's a fool. This disease will kill you. Take my word. Just the other day, I read in the newspaper on the internet about a 33-year-old husband and a 29-year-old wife that left his son. They both died of COVID-19. 33 and 29 had no disease, no prior conditions, and they both died. It's got to tell you something. A lot of young people, mid-young people die. All right, maybe not young people. I'm not talking 8, 9, 10 years old, but people in their 20s and 30s, they died from this disease. Now, the politicians could give up some of their checks, some of their money, personal money, to give to the small business. Let's give it back to the small business. You don't need all your money. You make plenty of money. You get plenty of trips and everything else, all the benefits. When things get better, you make your money again. Why don't you give it back to them and help these people? Now, I do have a way of actually not just keeping the supermarkets and the big box stores open, but keeping a small business open. This would have made sense. You close the small businesses 1 week. They schedule for the Board of Health of the county or the local town Board of Health to come in. That person goes in, analyzes the business, where it needs to be shields, how you have to have face masks, hand sanitizers, how you got to clean the place all the time, sanitize it, write it all down, give it to the person, give them a week or two to set it all up, then schedule another meeting for the Board of Health guy to come back, see what was done. If everything meets the standards, then let them open their business. That's all. You should have done it one business. It should have been individually, not this broad sweep of everything. Everything should have been individual, should have looked at everybody where it was high rates and low rates of the disease, should have been all analyzed. And you didn't have to crush people. All we had to do was use our Board of Health departments. It was real simple. And everybody would have been a win-win situation. They would have had the businesses open. And then the government would have gotten tax money. They would have been happy with that. All right, let me tell you. Here's the prayer. Dear Lord, help people through their struggles. Help people survive and help people with this disease. Remove this disease from our planet. Just help us be alive. Thank you for today. God bless. Hope to see you soon. Bye.